Hello, I'm Will Dron and welcome to the Paris Motor Show 2024. There are some really interesting cars here this year. Massive space here from Renault and Dacia. They've got about 5,000 square feet. Lots to show you on those, but I'm not going to just go French all the way. There will be some Germans. Might avoid the Chinese. Think about it. So let's start on the Dacia stand and this, the new Dacia Bigster. So the Romanian company has the Duster already, the Bigster, as the name suggests. It's not just a clever name, it is bigger. And it has got the largest boot in its class, 667 litres, so they say. You can fold the seats completely flat and then actually sleep in here with a sleep pack with a bed that goes on top of this bit. And you can look at the stars through the panoramic sunroof. In the back, I'll just show you, I'm 6'5", so I'm massive. And I've got room for my knees, and my hair's touching the roof, but it's not too bad. But yeah, nice interior, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto come as standard. A fifth of the car is recycled, so lots of recycled plastics and so on. As you'd expect from Dacia, excellent pricing. So they reckon it will be around £30,000. So that will have a few other car makers a little bit worried that they're going to steal customers away from the likes of the Qashqai. So moving quickly over to the Alpine stand, the A390 Beta. It's a concept car, as you can see from the rear suicide doors, and that's rather incredible interior, but it's got an interior that sort of showcases some experimental technology, including seats that recline fully. The steering wheel expands when you want to go into sports mode, and it's a sort of racing car in a suit, they called it. It's got this aero feature at the front, so air goes in there through the holes at the bottom, and it's channeled up through these vents and over the bonnet. The lights, diffuser and wing at the back actually extend to improve the sportiness of it, and it will be four-wheel drive and have pretty incredible torque vectoring. So this is a car that we expect to see in production form in the next couple of years. As I said, Renault are here, an absolute force, as you'd expect from the French car show. They have a number of new things to show off, including this Renault 4. So the Renault 4 is based on the Renault 5, but it adds extra space. It's a little bit higher up. It's actually got more ground clearance than a Capture, but a fully electric powertrain. It's got this squarer boot and lots of design features that sort of are callbacks to that 1961 Renault 4 of old, including these lines in the door sills, which are meant to represent these sort of plastic door sills that they had in the old days, and this grille, which is the first application of a illuminated Renault badge on a production car, and then a fabric roof which is electric and actually can be operated by voice, so they say. And then inside, very similar to the Renault 5, connected digital screens. This is the Renault Emblème concept. Luca De Meo, who is the boss of Renault, wanted to create a car that had zero carbon emissions from cradle to grave. Quite a big task, as you can imagine. Actually, he hasn't achieved that. He's only achieved 90% reduction in carbon emissions. So, you know, massive fail. But he got 20 groups from the company to work together on powertrain, material construction, things like that, but wanted it to be still an emotional product, and it looks really cool. The important thing though is it uses electric and hydrogen. So if you're one of the people who's sort of saying, oh, it has to be electric, oh, it has to be hydrogen. Of course, hydrogen cars use electric motors and lithium batteries. This has got a slightly larger lithium battery. The idea is that you will drive on electric most of the time using the battery, but if you want to go long distances, you can fill it up with hydrogen, and you can put in 2.8 kilograms of hydrogen, adding to the 40 kilowatt hour electric battery, and that will mean you can go on a long journey of up to 1,000 kilometers and then simply refuel. It's not meant to be a production car, but it does show a future that Luca de Meo wants to exist. Mobilize is a new division of Renault that brings together a lot of existing parts of the company to try and help solve some of the problems of our move to electric cars. And this is called the new Duo. You might recognise it. It looks very much like the Renault Twizy of old. That's because that's what it's based on. But it comes with a little brother now called the Bento. And it's been enhanced enormously. The Bento is sort of the tradesman or retailer's version, or delivery van versions. It's still got that Twizy one in front of the other interior, but it's now got a boombox style dashboard, as you can see. It's operated via a mobile phone. That is your key. You can share that key via an app to up to 6 of your friends. And this door as well is called the E-tron door, and it's designed to be able to open in a very tight space. Can you see yourself zipping around a city in one of these? Okay, now I've come to the Mini stand. New electric Mini, very cute. New Mini Countryman. Big car, but very handy. Looks good, I think. This is the Aceman. It's the Mini Countryman's little brother. It's lower and it's shorter, but it actually has the wheels are slightly further apart, so inside space is pretty good. But this is the important thing. John Cooper Works' first electric models. We've got the hatchback, and over there a version of the Aceman. The hatchback has 255 brake horsepower. That's a significant height from the Cooper SE's 215 brake horsepower maximum. 251 miles of range. 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. You can rapid charge it from 10 to 80% in 30 minutes. The Aceman JCW has the same electric motor and power. It's slightly slower to 62 miles per hour and only squeezes 243 miles out of the battery, but it has more space inside. Let's just have a look inside. It's got Mini's cool new interior, that round, characteristic trademark round screen in the centre. In the back, that's what the space looks like. It's not cheap, some would say, but then you pay for premium, don't you? £38,000 for that one, the hatchback, or £40,000-ish for the Aceman. As I say, the French don't have it all their own way here in Paris. Here is the Audi Q6 Sportback E-tron, which is their show car. There's the SQ6 E-tron. But look at this, the S6 E-tron Sportback. Very cool car. And there will be an Avant version, an estate. 496 brake horsepower. They're saying that it will get 3.77 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good if you know anything about electric cars. Look at this front end, very slim lights there. Quite un-Audi, but maybe that's a hint at where they're going. And it will cost from around £90,000. We get it from the end of this year in estate format first, and then we'll get this Sportback. Multi-screen interior, nice looking thing, and 403 miles per charge. And Skoda is here too. Got quite a few interesting cars, but the real new thing is this Elroq. It's the little brother to the Enyaq, and priced from about £31,500. Range of 232 miles. For this electric car, 0 to 62 in 9 seconds, but there is a higher specification, edition 85, which goes further and faster. 336 miles of range and 282 brake horsepower, which is good for 0 to 62 in 6.6 seconds, so quicker thing. Now on to Volkswagen. Pretty big stand here. This is a cool thing, ID Buzz, their electric passenger vehicle, now in GTX form, so it's a little bit sportier. New Caravelle. Over there we've got the new California, which is one of my favourites. It's got a completely revised kitchen now, and as you can see, a door on each side, unlike previous models. But surely the thing that everyone is interested in is the ID GTI concept. It's based on the ID2, which is coming in 2026. We may get this sporty version shortly after that, so probably before 2027. It's polo sized, but it's got a Golf kind of wheelbase, which means it should be quite space efficient inside, and it should have about 220 brake horsepower. So we are actually getting some fun electric cars now. Over on the Citroën stand, we've got a new version of the Ami. So just as Renault are coming out with their new version of the Twizy, the Duo, Ami has been updated, including this cool looking, it depends what you mean by cool, but yeah, there's this buggy version with this sort of funny little surfboard door. They've got various new vehicles on the stand, including the excellent value EC3, which I think is really good. It's a very affordable electric car, that, and doing really well for them. They've had 50,000 sales so far, half of which are the electric version. But the big news on the Citroën stand is this, the new C5 Aircross concept, which is their flagship car. It's got what they call multi-energy, so you'll be able to get it with various powertrains, electrified powertrains. It's 95% close to the production version, so they say. Designed aerodynamically for efficiency. You can see those wheels are quite funky, but designed for airflow. 423 miles on a charge, so they say, for the electric version. Now that's a lot of miles. On sale mid-2025, and they aren't showing the interior, so we'll have to see that at a later date. But so the boss says Citroën is back. Here's Peugeot. They've taken the bold decision to paint all of their cars the same colour, which is kind of weird and confusing. Interesting. Let's move on to Alfa Romeo, because they are next door. And special version of the Giulia Quattrofoglio, look out for that. Junior, this is the Veloce version, which is absolutely terrific. Very good fun around a track. That's not new though, this one is the version with a hybrid engine. So this is the sister car to the Veloce over there. Hybrid power, it will be more affordable, potentially priced from around £25,000. 0 to 60 in around 11 seconds, 110 grams per kilometre of CO2, so it will be fairly friendly with the taxman. 55 mpg, so nice and efficient, and around 134 brake horsepower from its 1.2 litre engine combined with electric motor. So there we go, that's the Paris Motor Show in a nutshell. I've given you French cars, German cars, Italian cars. I did say there were some Chinese cars here somewhere, but just haven't been able to find them anywhere. But you know, I'm sure they're perfectly decent. You hear about them all the time, but who knows? Anyway, Will Dron from the Paris Motor Show, signing off.